I've been fortunate enough to spend the last week or so with individuals who've been amongst many different levels in their career. So they're either at like a beginner, intermediate, or even a seasoned level within their career. And one of the things that I've noticed is one of the common topics within is basically how to become better. And the reason why I say I'm fortunate enough to spend time with these individuals is because you and I both know that there are more, I would say more than half of the individuals who we surround ourselves with typically are not as driven as you and I are, right? They're not necessarily looking for kind of that secret hack or that path or taking the time to invest within themselves. And so I want to share with you some of the things that I've noticed within sharing time or some time with these individuals, because I think that if you understand what these three things are, you're also going to be able to adopt and kind of refine these three things within your life. And these three things apply within your life, and they apply right now. And I guess my goal within this video is to help you identify how important these three things are, because oftentimes it's very easy to overlook. And I think that if we can hone in on just these three things, we'll have a greater chance of reaching our destination much faster. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sales Remastered. My name is Daniel and I'm your host. And in this episode, we're going to talk about three important qualities that you need to have as a successful salesperson, or to be a successful salesperson. As I mentioned, I spent the last week and a half devoted to helping all tier levels of all experiences. So from beginner to intermediate to also seasoned. And one thing that I've noticed is that all of them need some sort of type of some coaching, some insight, some relevant information that's pertinent to their daily tasks, and the likelihood of them achieving that goal or overcoming any challenge within that daily task that they do each day. The coaching and the mentoring plays a huge role. And so I had a chance to think about this, because these three things that I'm gonna talk about within this video are three things that my mentor taught me. And I'm so fortunate that they taught me so early in my career, because if I did not understand these three things, who knows where I'd be right now. I probably wouldn't have seen the success that I have. I probably wouldn't have experienced the events within my life that I have. And so my goal is to open your eyes to these three things. And if you're already focused on these three things, rock on to you. But I think that if we can at least admit that these three things play a important role within our lives, then we'll have more likely to succeed at whatever it is that we're trying to pursue, whether it is a career in sales, or whether it's a career in marketing, or whether it's just being happy in life, boo-boo. Whatever it is that you desire, I hope that you understand these three things, and that these three things play a major influence within your day-to-day. And so let's start off with number one. The one quality that I notice with all top salespeople, or just successful people in general, is that they understand where they're going. Now, let me explain. You may understand where you're going, but can you see further than the next step, or the next week, or the next 2 weeks? And so I notice that oftentimes loan officers or salespeople just in general typically live day by day or month by month. It's never really further than that. And so, and it's not our fault, right? It's not our fault, because we're kind of trained to be hassled every single day. We're trained to pressure ourselves every single day. And so we have to justify the hustle and the weight that we hold every single day. And so we're looking for a sale every single day. And so it's very common that we just measure our success by the day or by the month, because we also make our commitments within months. And so where I'm getting at, as far as we know where we're going, is that we see the big picture. So we see a good 5 to 10 years ahead of us. And that is important, because the process that you're taking part of right now, it's the process in itself is a path. And so if you're conducting and spending your valuable time that you'll never ever get back, you're spending your valuable time within this path, why not make the best of it? Does that make sense? So instead of kind of just taking it day for day, or taking it from month for month and just seeing what happens, why not utilize the process that you have to do every single day, master it, and utilize it as a vehicle to take you to where you want to go? But see, it goes further than just that month's production. It goes further than just that annual pay, or that YTD, that year-to-date income. It actually has to go further than that. I'm talking about 3, 5, 10 years from now. Where do you see yourself? And so what I've noticed from the top individuals within any environment is they understand where they're going. And typically the most common destination is freedom, financial freedom, independence. They understand that when they secure that top seat or that number one role, it's forever a chase. And I would say that's probably the only downside, is that, you know what I mean? Like, you hold yourself accountable when you're on that path, but who else is going to hold you accountable? Who else is going to push you to make sure that you're doing what you got to do so that you can do what you want to do? Only you. And so when you identify that your daily task is part of a process that you can ultimately turn into a vehicle and take you to where you want to go, and look further than the next month or the next year, I'm talking about, where are you going to be 5 to 10 years from now? Do you plan to be around 5 to 10 years? Do you have anyone relying on you in the next 5 to 10 years? If so, then you're going to want to do these important things, man. So here's where I'm getting at. Number 2 is they understand their why. And what I mean by that is they have a reason. They understand what their intent is, right? So not only do they know where they're going, but they understand why they need to get there. And so everyone is different. Some people got children, some people got family, some people got just themselves. And whether you're doing it for a name brand or you're doing it for a name of a human being like your children, the bottom line is that you understand what's driving you. And the reason why that's important is because in your day-to-day task and in your day-to-day process, one thing's going to mount up to you, and it's called impatience. And one thing that's going to always kind of stare you in your face is that grind, right? It's just part of it. So get used to it. Don't try to avoid it. As a matter of fact, if anything, adapt to it and try to overcome it, because there's no point in trying to overcome what's inevitable. Instead, you can improve yourself so that when the inevitable comes, you're able to kind of blow past that bitch. And so I guess where I'm getting at is, not only do the successful people know where they're going, but they know why they're going there. And so if you're doing it for your kids, if you're doing it for yourself, or if you're doing it for your family members because you want to take care of your moms, your dads, your parents, your grandma, grandpa, whatever it is, understand that is your deeper reason why. It's not the Gucci shirt, unless you're single. Then, hey man, fucking rock on, boo boo. But whatever it is that pushes you, let it be more than just materialistic things. Because after you get that Gucci shirt, what are you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it? And so it has to be something that's more sentimental. It's got to be something that really fires you, because like I said, there's going to be those inevitable moments where you're going to face impatience, you're going to face rejection, you're going to face your toughest of times and lowest of lows. And when you get there, you're going to need more than just a Gucci shirt to lift you up. You're going to need the inspiration of a loved one or somebody in order to actually make you keep pushing through. So understand your why. Understand the reason why you want to push it and why you want it so bad. Now, finally, number three is you have to be open-minded. You know, I noticed that most of the successful crowd, most of the successful people, they're very coachable, meaning that they understand the common trend is to have the right guidance, have the right mentoring, have the right coaching. Not only that, but they make the sacrifice. So they have to be so open-minded and so coachable that they understand the importance of sacrificing. I'm talking about sacrifice your time to study and perfect your craft. You'll be amazed how many people don't like to take the time to understand how to take their jump shot, right? Or practice their jump shot. And all they need to do is make a shot in order to actually win the game. They need to score points, right? But you would be amazed how many motherfuckers out there are shooting jump shots blindfolded. How many motherfuckers take the hard route and try to shoot that bitch from past the half court line. Like the fuck? So if you understood that there is a way to do it and understand that there is a way not to do it, you're going to stay closer to the way to do it so that you can do it. Get it? So where I'm getting at is that the third quality that I noticed from the top echelon of individuals or top tier of individuals around you is that they're coachable. They are willing to sacrifice. They take the time. They sacrifice their time to study their craft. They sacrifice their energy to invest their time in studying their craft and learning about new ways and be creative and actually invest the time to improve themselves. Not only their sales skills, but I'm talking about themselves individually, their mindset, their soul, their physical being. They take the time and they make the time. And you might be like, yo, but D, I don't got time, boo boo. You know what I mean? I'm just not a morning person. I'm a night person. Man, that's your choice. So whatever you do, whether you're a morning person or night person, you can make the time. But you'll be amazed how many people opt to give that time up for other things that are just irrelevant. It's not pushing them to their destination. Why? Is because they probably don't know where that destination is. They haven't figured it out yet. But whatever you are, you got to take time to figure that out. So if you get this third component and you understand that it takes time to sacrifice, it takes energy to sacrifice, you got to invest your money into yourself. You got to pick up some books, some audio books, go get some online training like at Sales Remastered, and get a mentor in your life like at Sales Remastered, and invest in programs that will skyrocket you like at Sales Remastered, the Sales Boost Camp. You know, yesterday I got a call from one of the original students who invested in the Sales Boost Camp. And, you know, because I got that open communication policy with my top tier students, and he hit me up, right? He gave me a call out of nowhere. He's like, hey man, how you doing? I'm doing great, man. How are you? He's all, bro, I am smashing it. And I think he lives out in Colorado, and he's, you know, he's with this smaller size company. There's only about maybe I think 50 or 60 loan officers. Chris Tran, if you're listening, salute to you, bro. But he gave me a call last night, and he was like, man, I am killing it, bro. Like, I'm the #1 agent in the company. Man, when I get on the phone, I'm just fucking so confident. I just feel like, you know what I mean? Like, man, you're lucky to have me. And it felt so good to hear somebody reaching their potential. And it felt so good to be part of that journey. And man, that in itself is rewarding, because you know that if it weren't for your content or your influence or your mentoring, they may not have found their way. They may have still been trying to push through the grind and doing things the wrong way. They may have still been trying to take jump shots with the motherfucking blindfold on. And so I want to help you take that blindfold off, and I want to help you master your motherfucking jump shot. Take a peek at the information that I have at salesremaster.com. If you haven't already downloaded the copy of my sales script made for both purchase and refinance agents, go do that now. Go to salesremaster.com, take a peek at the vehicles, request a copy of the sales script. More importantly, subscribe to the page, you know, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. Hit that subscription button, hit the bell so that you're alerted, and then join me on this Thursday, which happens to be Sales Remastered's 2nd birthday. You're going to say happy birthday with him. You're going to see happy birthday with me. And let's wish the brand 2 years, because it's been 2 years since I launched this beautiful brand. And I got a beautiful way to kick off the celebration. So stay tuned to Thursday's Breakfast of Champions, which happens to be Valentine's Day. Boo-boo. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Please like, comment, and share. Bye.
Now I'm up, yeah, my whole squad up. We ain't never gonna give up. Rich as fuck, I could never hear. Diamonds in my ear, say this clear. I could never feel. This gonna be my year.